Alright everyone, been a while. Hope everyone is doing well. I'm just gonna jump straight into it. Let's talk about some Bitcoin price action. So we had recently in the past couple days here, we've had a move up to 72K, not quite breaching our previous high. Over here, I should go over to this chart. No, this is it. So our all-time high was, let's see, in March. So we came pretty close to that. Current all-time high is at 73,777. And as we come back into this range, we're met with a lot of resistance. You can clearly see it in aggregated order book here. Tons and tons of resistance in the book, all the way up to 75,000. Then we get a little fall off, but there's also a lot of support chasing the run. So this is pretty good. A lot more resistance on the sell side, but overall, I'm liking what I see. Our channel that we talked about probably weeks ago, probably been like 3 weeks since I streamed, 2 weeks. Has been in effect. I mean, uh, since I left, nothing has really changed. We've been channeling between above 60,000 and below, well, not below, but below the all-time high, for sure, but not below 70K. So within the confines of the channel, it's been 100% of a legitimate play out. And right now, we're dealing with our channel range high, walking just days away from the halving right now. So things are coming up pretty soon. We got a pretty bearish bid-ask spread aggregated spot market 0 to 10%, but that's okay. Spot markets aren't always the ones that define the action. Oftentimes it's perps, but you can see when we pop up here, and we get a tiny bid-ask spread in the perp markets, things go sideways and down, and then we fall into support, bands widen, bullish, and then we start popping back up. So until we get some sort of confluence here, or at least a dominance of the bulls in the aggregated perp markets, I'm not thinking we break out right away. But we still, again, 7 days or so till the halving, 8 days, whatever it is. We're probably. I still think that we can. There's a strong possibility we get like a wild pump to the upside. Just maybe not. When I say wild, I mean wild in the sense that we break a new all-time high. Maybe some aftershocks kick it a bit further. Um, but for now, I think we play the range, and since we're sitting on the top end of it, I think there's a stronger possibility of us breaking out than us running straight back down to that 60K mark. Sorry, just needed some water, guys. So, looking over here, some CME gaps. Let's just see if it was filled. Yeah, it was filled perfectly. Went on to well, I guess it wasn't filled in total, but came pretty. Maybe it was. Pretty close to a fill right there. So let's see here. The low was 67770. Close. So $15 off. $15 off. Not bad, but yeah, it looks pretty legit. CME gaps have been playing out. On the daily, let's take a look here. GIGATREND on the daily is in a no position right now, and GIGATREND on the 4 hour was in a long and it closed out just above break even. I was actually hoping this thing was still active, but it looks like we're not still active. Definitely a good trade in there, but I wish there was an active long. Obviously, it would be a good setup, I think, a good technical setup for the approach into the halving. And let's just look at some other shit around here. Let's start with Solana. Kind of concluding this descending triangle. Looks like we had a breakdown, little splash scare, but didn't break down all the way just yet. Still just above this bottom end horizontal, and technically this isn't such a bad break. I mean, this is just testing a slightly lower low on a wick. So, oh yeah, I got my baby girl. Oh, I got my dog over here. Yeah, let's see here. Looking at something like PAPE in an active long right now, small pullback and off. Let's see, one loss, two loss, three loss. But then you had the massive win here, massive win. That was like 500+%. So a couple losers here, but we'll see. Maybe setting up for the next run. Turp killer, short squeeze coming. I think it's possible. I mean, I talk about this from time to time about how sometimes, the market will go sideways so whales can accumulate massive amounts of Bitcoin with minimal slippage, and it's certainly possible that that happens. I mean, I don't know if this ETF hype makes up for all the potential hype we could have had in other areas, like a having hype situation, I think it's just to play by ear. The bull market doesn't start historically. I don't think we've had an all-time high pre-halving. Uh, obviously after the first halving. I don't think we've had a new all-time high pre-halving ever. Uh, and that's after the first halving. So I I think it's possible we got a lot of the hype out the way right now. Very possible that we got a lot of the hype, and because the ETFs being in January and something like the halving being such a massive event for us in the community to get excited about. Now, the main thing to focus on here would be that every bull cycle usually kicks off about 3 to 6 months post halving. So this isn't even the real bull market, guys. This is just some bullish shit going on. We still have a lot of things to do. We still have a lot of months to cover, and then the normal market cycle to take place. I mean, there's only this is almost what I'd consider a mid-market rally. This is something that I would have expected to happen uh 6 to 8 months ago, seeing an altcoin run and seeing some random shit coins. Remember last time it was like Mimble Wimble coins and little pieces of shit coins like that. You had some Bitcoin betrayers and so forth. So yeah, I mean this bull cycle is a little different. It's a little different. But I think the real bull market for crypto as a whole, for Bitcoin going to six figures, comes within 3 to 6 months. That really starts 3 to 6 months after the halving. And we still got a lot of time before that applies to us. We got effectively 3 to 6 months from right now, let's say. And it could be a little more on the six month end of the spectrum. We got an election cycle this year in the US, and let's see, we got that in November. That's, 6 months after the halving. So strong, and not to mention, what happens if Trump gets reelected? Mark is bullish. All these fucking libtards will be sobbing, but unfortunately, their satanic pedophile fucking dementia patient um is gonna have to probably bail from office. I definitely don't think that he's their best chance at getting reelected. And yeah, and then Trump is really good for markets. He's probably bad for war stocks. Probably bad for a lot of these arms manufacturers and so forth because he's Trump tries to stay out of wars. But yeah, this has been a really really bad presidency in a bear market. So I think it's pretty much to be expected. And I think this year in an election cycle, I would expect to see Trump win and really create a better scenario for the markets and create a better scenario for a lot of things that have been really fucked up over the past number of years. 2020 it's been fucked in a lot of countries. America's been bad. I'm sure other places have been worse. But yeah, yep, that's how I see things playing out this year. So all right, well, don't got too much more to say. Hope everyone's been well. Terp Killer, thanks for saying what's up in the chat over there. Yeah, I think it's gonna hit seven figures, brother. I think we're headed that way. Um, seven figures this cycle is gonna happen. There's no way we're doing less than a 2x in a bull market in Bitcoin. I mean, from all-time high to all-time high, that's unprecedented. So I just wouldn't bet on that. That's all I'm saying. So, all right, guys. Well, much love to you all. Hope everyone's been good, and I'll be catching you guys on the next show. Hopefully, gonna get streaming more consistently here. Just been in full-time dad mode between spring break and some other shit going on. Just been in full-time dad mode. So, I'll catch up with you guys next time. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Have a great one. Check out statsanalytica.com. Check out GigaTrend. And yeah, hope to see you guys there. And just